Today is quite an interesting day. Is it gonna be or no? We have yet to find out, but nevertheless, I'm really excited and very curious. A little backstory: I have an uncle who used to be a renowned drummer and composer back in the 60s and 70s, and then continued on his work as a composer for many years. Now he's a happily retired farmer. His name is Alois Kersnik. I'm sure that some of the Slovenian or former Yugoslavian countries people will have heard of him, or by his work such as Zvon Ljubezni, or as a drummer in a band called Delial. So not long ago he called me and told me that he was thinking about selling his drum kit, that he figured after decades of storage it was time for them to find better use. And yeah, really up for it, but I'm not a great vintage drum expert. You can see I have this beautiful modern Mappa Bro. Shout out to Bone Custom. But I do know the great value of a good vintage drum and that sound. But first and foremost, we need to see if they have survived the decades of the dark and the damp. So let's get right to it. This here is the first case with the snare drum and hardware. I already gave it a quick wipe before I put it in my car, but now I really want to do a good job with it again first, because it just doesn't feel right in this room, and because it already has a bit of that cellar smell that I really want to reduce as much as possible. Okay, so the moment of truth. They still work, almost. I need two hands for that. Okay. Oh gosh. Right. A bit moldy. This is the chair. Piece of cloth. Okay, that's I think it's a chair part. Okay, clamps for the bass drum and the snare drum. Look at that. Okay, so the bass drum pedal, leather strap, bit rusty. Is it Rogers? Rogers, of course. There's the bass drum pedal. Let's just leave it there. Okay, never mind that. First, I wanna check out the snare drum. Oh, the smell. Yeah, but yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Right, so the snare drum looks quite alright. It's a bit rusty. There's a hole in there. An old Ludwig drum head, I believe. There's a dampener that works. Throw off. Nice. As good as new, almost. Now that's a healthy sound. I don't see any visible, apart from slight rust. I don't see any visible damage. So let's take it for a spin. I am beyond speechless right now. I really am. It just feels like this snare drum has been made ready moments ago, but it's been like 40 years. So it's just wow. I do swear I haven't touched anything apart from doing this and fiddling with the muffler, but so it hasn't been on its original position. But other than that, not even quick clean. So that's straight out of the box, so to speak. So two things that I've noticed while playing this drum is that the drum head is fairly thin, definitely thinner than like an ambassador weight, which I'm used to, but also very responsive and kind of fragile feeling. So it's just amazing that it held through all these years. And the other thing is the hoop sits quite high from the head, even though the tension is high. So that would take some time to get used to, but I guess that's what you get from mid 60s drum. So what's next for the snare drum is I'm gonna take it apart and try and refurbish everything as much as possible and get the serial number. But I'm gonna put the same drum head back on because I love it and I think it should continue to do its awesome work. But before I do that, I'm gonna unbox the rest of the drum kit. I'm kind of skeptical about the condition because, you know, years of the damp cellar and they are wood drums. This one is a metal one, but fingers crossed. So join me as I do that.